These are choices that we have made, and we now will be responsible for them. Fifthly, witnesses will be brought against the disbelievers and the hypocrites. When the judgment takes place, those who have done good deeds, but for the wrong intentions, these will be exposed on that day. The Prophet, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, had said that among the first 3 people who would be thrown into hell would be a scholar, a martyr, and a philanthropist. Each was given something by Allah, whether it was knowledge, or it was courage, physical strength, prowess, and wealth. Allah will ask them, what did you do with these which I gave you? And each will say, I used it for your pleasure. I spread the knowledge that you gave me for your pleasure. I fought. I gave up my life for your sake. I gave of my wealth as you instructed, seeking only your pleasure. However, God will say to them, no, that is not the case. You taught knowledge so that people would say, what a great scholar you are. How intelligent, how smart, how wise. And people said it. You fought because you wanted people to praise, to clap for you. What a courageous warrior. How brave. And you gave wealth, not for my sake, but so people would say, what a generous person. How kind he is. And all of these things have been said in that world. There's nothing for you in this life. They will be dragged off on their faces and thrown into the hellfire. Also at this time, people's sins will be exposed, other sins exposed. Those who did certain righteous deeds, God may veil some of their sins from the people. As the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had said, whoever guards the honor of a believer, protects his or her honor, defends them, in justice of course, on the day of judgment Allah will protect their honor. He will shield their sins from being exposed. And books, the books will be given. The books which contain the record of our deeds, written by the angels that are with every human being, recording their deeds. Those who are righteous will receive their book of deeds in their right hands. Those unrighteous will not want to receive their book of deeds. They will put their hands behind their backs to avoid receiving it, but it will still go into their hands anyway, into their left hands. We strive, we want to be, or should want to be, among those who receive our book of deeds in our right hands. And as a reminder of this day, of this time, when people will want their book of deeds in their right hands, the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, instructed the believers to focus on the right. That we eat with our right hands. We shake hands with our right hands. We give with our right hands. We receive with our right hands. When we put on our shoes, we put on the right foot first. When we go into the mosques, we step in with the right foot first. All of this as a part of a reminder to us of the right of wanting to be among those who receive our book of deeds in our right hands. And at this point, there will be revenge for all who have been oppressed. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had said, "Do you know who is the truly bankrupt person?" to his companions. They replied, "The bankrupt person among us is the one who has neither dirhams nor dinars." And the Prophet explained, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the truly bankrupt person is the one who comes before Allah with their scale of deeds, or scale of good deeds, heavy, only to find that because they had backbitten people, they had slandered them, they had cursed them, they hit others, and they had stolen the property of others, and they cursed yet others, that their good deeds will be taken away from them, from their scale of good deeds. All who were oppressed would come and take from their scale of good deeds. And they would continue until the scale of good deeds ends. There are no more good deeds. And at that point, those people would then take from their scale of evil deeds and add it to that individual scale until their scale would be full of evil and they would be taken off and thrown into hell. On that day, as a demonstration of Allah's justice, He will bring back two animals, a goat without horns and a goat with horns, who in this life, while they were on a mountain, the goat with horns knocked the goat without horns off. And Allah will have that goat without horns return the favor. Then they will be turned into dust, as an expression of the completeness of justice on that day. And people from there will head off, the believers heading towards a pond where Prophet Muhammad ﷺ will be the first to arrive. And as he said, whoever passes by me on that day and will drink from the pond will never be thirsty again. A group of people will come to me whom I recognize and who will recognize me. Then they will be veiled from me, and I will say, they were from among my followers. It will be said, indeed you do not know what innovations they made in the religion after your time. So I will say to them, be off. Be off with you to whatever you changed in the religion after me. This particular scene is one which should cause us to reflect on innovation in religion, bid'ah, where we have, unfortunately, a number of Muslims today trying to defend innovation in religion, saying that this innovation we're doing is a bid'ah hasana, it is a good innovation. When the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, had already said, kullu bid'atin dalala, all innovation in religion is misguidance. All innovation in religion is misguidance. For every time we introduce an innovation, an aspect of the way of the Prophet, the Sunnah, is destroyed. That is the reality.